President Donald Trump is wrong when it comes to bump stocks, and he's wrong when it comes to raising the age to purchase a rifle. Hey everybody, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. President Trump on Monday met with governors and talked to the governors about gun control and some of his ideas following the mass shooting that we saw in Florida at that high school. The president pledged to eliminate the use of bump stocks and also called for improving mental health programs, according to CNN. The president took turns praising and expressing a willingness to fight, quote, the powerful gun lobby, and said he had pressed the NRA's leaders during lunch over the weekend to back reforms to U.S. gun laws. Quote, don't worry about the NRA. They are on our side, Trump said. Half of you are so afraid of the NRA. There's nothing to be afraid of. And you know what? If they're not with you, we have to fight them every once in a while, and that's okay. Sometimes we're going to have to be very tough, and we're going to have to fight them. Trump also talked about bump stocks and that if Congress doesn't act, he himself will act. The president said, quote, bump stocks, we're writing that out. I'm writing that out myself, Trump said. I don't care if Congress does it or not. Okay, I'm going to take this just a little bit here as far as, fighting the NRA and everything else. If the president wants to say that, that's fine. But the NRA, their overall message, in my opinion, is a good message. The president talking about eliminating bump stocks. I disagree with eliminating bump stocks, and here's why. It's been used in one mass shooting that we've been told about, which is Las Vegas. And we still don't know all the details about what actually happened in Las Vegas. We've been told that the shooter used bump stocks, but overall, the people who have bought bump stocks use them for purely peaceful reasons. They use them to go out and shoot and, waste a lot of ammo and have a little bit of fun. They don't use them to commit murder and mass murder that some on the left would have you believe. They've been used once that we know of in a mass shooting, and it had nothing to do with what happened in Florida. Something else to remember about what the president said about bump stocks, and I want to read this one more time. Bump stocks, we're writing that out. I'm writing that out myself. I don't care if Congress does it or not. Imagine for a second if President Barack Obama had said during his time in office, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write out bump stocks. With a stroke of a pen, I'm going to get rid of bump stocks and make them illegal. The right in this country would be freaking out, and rightly so. Conservatives would be speaking out. Second Amendment supporters would be speaking out. The NRA would be speaking out. A lot of people would be speaking out on this. This is something I believe if you're going to ban bump stocks, it has to be done legislatively, or at least the FBI and others should have a say in this. The president himself going through and writing out bump stocks and saying bump stocks are now illegal is executive overreach, and that is absolutely wrong. Conservatives everywhere should be concerned about this. Republicans everywhere should be concerned about this. Whether you like bump stocks or not, it is something that you should be concerned about, because what is the president going to say? I'm gonna go ahead and outlaw next with a stroke of a pen. Is he going to outlaw high-capacity magazines? Many on the left say we need to get rid of high-capacity magazines. Senator Marco Rubio said that his stance might be changing on high-capacity magazines. So what if the president came out and said we're going to ban high-capacity magazines with a stroke of a pen? It's done. It's over. What about trigger modifications that a lot of people use? This is why those who wanted to ban bump stocks in Congress last time after the Las Vegas shooting, this is why this piece of legislation didn't get very far, is because it actually would ban anything that increased the rate of fire on a weapon. That it would include, by the way, trigger modifications that a lot of people put on their AR-15s, hunting rifles, and handguns. So if the president were to ban automatically now anything that would increase the rate of fire, trigger modifications would be banned. What if the president just said we're going to ban those, period? Anything that increases the rate of fire. That could happen. This is why, folks, you have to be very careful, and you have to hold elected officials responsible and hold their feet to the fire. Whether you're a Trump supporter, whether you're an Obama supporter, you have to be consistent when it comes to the Second Amendment, when it comes to the First Amendment, when it comes to the U.S. Constitution. You have to stay committed to it, and you have to hold each of these elected officials' feet to the fire. I encourage all of you to contact members of Congress and say no to executive overreach, because it appears to me this is what the president is aiming for. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that Trump is using this as leverage, and maybe he is, but it is something that I worry about and something that I do not want to see from President Donald Trump. Finally, and I'll probably hit on this a little bit more tomorrow in tomorrow's video, I am absolutely against raising the age to purchase a rifle to 21 years old. There are a few reasons for this. One, yes, those who are in the military, but also those who are 18, 19, 20-year-olds who live on their own. Maybe a single mother who's 20 years old has a has a child at home. They should be able to defend themselves like the rest of us. Just because you're 19 or 20 years old does not mean you should be prohibited, in my opinion, from purchasing a rifle. And honestly, I don't believe it should prevent you from purchasing a handgun either. But I'm going to talk a lot more about that in tomorrow's video, so I invite you to join me then. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. Have a great day.